Let's learn how shooting a buck on our specific property can help us shoot more bucks on that same piece. Shooting a buck, a deer, specifically a buck, helps us in the long run as long as we're hunting that same piece of property, because we can use intel to help predict what other bucks are going to do over the course of their life, and how we're hunting that property and how we're monitoring that property with trail cameras. What I have seen over the years of 25 years of hunting is when you're hunting the same piece of property, you're monitoring it, whether you're monitoring it from a distance, you're actually putting in the time hunting, and you're monitoring that area with trail cameras. It helps determine how and what other bucks are going to do around that same time of year. So when we kill a deer, specifically a buck, we can use all the intel that we got on that specific buck to help us determine what other bucks are going to do. It works. I've done this for years, and pretty much deer will do the same thing over and over. We put out trail cameras, we monitor specific travel corridors, we monitor food plots, we monitor waterhole activity, we monitor scrape activity, we monitor that whole entire property. And when a buck, an older buck, mature buck, is in that area, typically other bucks will follow him and do the same exact things that he does. Now, if you kill that buck, other bucks will kind of replace him, mature bucks, and they will typically do the same thing on that piece of property. That's why it's always important that you guys do habitat improvements when you own a piece of property or leasing a piece of property. You put in travel corridors, you put in water holes, you put in mock scrapes, you put in specific bedding areas, you put in specific location on food plots. You do all this work because over time, bucks, as they're growing up, will get used to these habitat features, and eventually that buck will walk past your tree stand and you'll be there and you'll get a shot at them. I've been using these reveal cell cams for the past like 2-3 years now, and I love them. They're cell cameras, but they send me real-time information, and I'm using these in this video to show you that you can monitor bucks, and when you kill that buck, another one will replace them. Historical sign, really. And a lot of times when you kill a specific buck, a lot of people like to age those deer by teeth, and the teeth really isn't a good indication, because a lot of people don't know this, but I'm gonna tell you a little secret here. What happens is, in areas of agricultural and areas that are in a baiting state, deer are eating a lot of corn. People are baiting with corn, and corn prematurely wears that tooth down. So when you actually age send a tooth out to get aged, right, it's not very accurate, because if that deer is eating this corn, it prematurely wears their teeth down. Think about it, when you ever hunting over a baiting site or something, a deer, you hear a deer biting on that corn, it's crunching on it, and that's prematurely wearing their teeth down. So aging them is not very accurate. There's a lot of talk on the internet, same place, same time, and it's true. When you're hunting a specific buck, if he is there at a certain time of year, he will probably be back the following year around the same time. It's true. It's kind of what I've noticed on the properties I've hunted over the years. It's a true statement. So you can use this, because say you kill this 10-pointer you've been hunting all season long, and you shoot that buck. Well, the following year, or even that same year, another buck is going to come in there and typically follow the same course, the same trails, and maneuver around that property as that original buck did. I've seen this over and over and over. When you're hunting a specific buck or managing a piece of property, it's always good to keep records, keep trail camera photos, stacked in your computer. Let the dates, you can organize them by dates and all this stuff, but specific bucks, really, you can organize them by that as well. But keep track of this, because over time, as you kill certain deer, you're hunting that area, putting boots on the ground, you're monitoring with trail cameras, you can kind of predict on what's going to happen the following year to have a specific buck kind of replace the one that either got killed by a neighbor or killed by you guys. If you guys have seen this same type of thing, leave a comment down below and let me know. I'm very interested in what you guys are seeing out there. A lot of people actually get discouraged too, because they do these habitat improvements and they don't have deer use them right away. It's okay, because when we make changes to our property, sometimes it takes a little while for these deer to actually react to the habitat changes. And then specifically what happened this past year to myself and Zach, we did a few habitat improvements on the property, and it just took a little while for things to get going, and eventually our target buck followed downloaded our habitat features that we made, and we were able to shoot them. If you guys want to learn what habitat features we use to actually kill the buck 210, give this video a watch right here. It's going to help you guys out a lot.